This minimal sneaker might be the first one with the real potential to break into the mainstream. Up to this point, minimal shoes have been kind of an alternative market, but I really think this might be when they break through. So my favorite shoe ever, probably to this day, was the New Balance 574, which I got before I went to college, and I wore them for years. They held up for years. I just thought they were great. They felt great at the time. They were built well, but they just were such a cool style. They were simple, just a simple sneaker. Everything you want from a good solid gray and white sneaker. And eventually they started wearing out, and instead of getting to buy a new pair, did you see that? I had to reevaluate because my mindset had changed. I wanted a shoe that's going to be healthy for my foot and for my body, right? And I think a lot of people also started feeling the same. Now, people are caring about the utility of a shoe, thinking about how is this shoe going to serve me and support my body in the way it needs to be supported, more so than just playing the part and looking a certain way, right? So that's where the market for like minimal shoes and barefoot shoes kind of comes into play, where these are shoes that are saying, we want to promote the natural movement of your foot. We don't want a bunch of cushioning, too much structure, elevated heel, all this stuff makes your feet hurt at the end of the day, might be affecting your posture, whatever, but they're gonna look weird, right? Oh yeah, that looks normal. Psych. You are literally Pennywise. Up to this point, those shoes have been kind of an alternative market because you have to choose between having a normal looking cool shoe and having a healthy shoe for your foot. It's no secret that it's hard to make one of these shoes actually look good. Like Rose Anvil has a channel that I love where he cuts leather boots in half. He knows all about that. And he's actually done a series on barefoot shoes. And one of the scales that he used was...
Most importantly, you got to rank it on the WPS scale from clown to cool to really see which one of these you could pull off and which one you might be a little bit embarrassed to wear. So quickly...
Yeah, so his scale is how embarrassed are you gonna be to have to wear these shoes? And I've gotten comments before. If you're worried with the looks of the barefoot shoe, then you're doing something wrong. It is just a pair of shoes, not a fashion show, and all of them look ugly AF. If they look good, they are not barefoot. So that's the sentiment, and that's an admission that people have just made. So you either have to choose a good looking shoe or a shoe that is good for your feet, right? Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. The New Balance 574 was really my standard for what I ideally would like out of a sneaker, right? If it could look as similar to that as possible, that would be what I would like. And I tried to find like the closest replacement possible, right? I looked at the Lems Chillum shoe, or maybe the Xero Prio. I bought that one and even made a video on it. It was the closest thing I could find. And it's all right, but it's not actually, you know, you're making some admissions there. And that's what a lot of people found. That's a sentiment. If you want a shoe that's good for you, it's gonna be ugly. Out of the blue though, everything kind of changed when I got contacted by Xero. They send out some shoes to people early so they can get some honest feedback and like reviews on their site before they let the shoe go live. And one of the shoes that you could check out that they might send you is the new Xero Wynn. And when I saw this is the one shoe on the list that I was like, whoa, let me see that one, send me that. They came in the mail and I opened them up. I really was suspending my thoughts, but I was impressed. I pulled them out. Wow, these are pretty cool. I'll put the specs up on the screen, but long story short, they've got your barefoot attributes. They've got a thinner outsole. They're pretty flexible. They have a little bit more structure than some of the other mesh-based shoes like the Prio and Prio Neo. Toe box isn't like the widest, but still pretty decent, and it looks nice. Oh my gosh. Gray ones, everybody. They have the gray ones. Alert. I would definitely get those if I could. Got like dirt in my mouth. You know, it's pretty lightweight. I actually kind of like how the outsole and tread feels compared to some of the other Xero shoes. Just a little bit bigger of a flat kind of face there on the bottom. I've liked wearing them. They feel pretty good. They feel pretty lightweight, and they get the job done. They look kind of close to a New Balance. You know, my wife said those shoes actually look really cool. I think these are gonna be the new standard on the Xero site, right? This is gonna be the shoe that everybody wants. This is their new real all-around sneaker. I think this is gonna replace the Prio basically, right? For a lot of people anyway. And here's what I think Xero's strategy is. They see that there is the mainstream market and there is the super minimalist barefoot market. At their core, they are a minimal barefoot shoe, right? They have the really thin outsole, they're all flexible, they're really lightweight, etc., etc. But they want to be the shoe, they want to be the brand that appeals to the mainstream market as much as possible. Instead of trying to appease the most minimal possible people that want a super nice, super anatomical, crazy looking Pennywise shoe, they're saying there's way more people that buy normal shoes that might be interested in barefoot shoes if they looked cool enough, if they looked normal enough. I think they're nailing it, and I think it's gonna be a success. And not only that, I think that this opens the door to actually applying real pressure to the mainstream sneaker market. I think a lot of people would like a shoe that is on the more minimal side, that is good for your foot, it's gonna promote longevity and health, but that also has the function and appeal of a more normal looking, cool shoe. They don't wanna sacrifice that. And I think this is gonna compete with bigger brands like New Balance, like whoever, who set the standard, who make the kind of more normal looking, cool shoes that everybody's used to, but haven't really had to make them super healthy for your foot and the barefoot minimal style, at least up until this point. But I think this shoe also looks cool. It also has the versatility and function of those shoes, but is minimal and is gonna be good for your health, right? That it's gonna promote longevity and posture and strength and whatever else, right? So all of a sudden, this Xero shoe might check more boxes than some of the bigger brands. And I think that's exactly what they're trying to do. And I think that might actually push these other bigger shoe brands to start having to also make some more minimal shoes in a legitimate way, right? And we might start seeing more shoes level up and kind of try to start checking all those boxes in the same way. And that's exciting because not only do we already have cool shoes like this, but I think this is a sign that we're gonna see a lot more competition in shoes kind of like this, right? Now, does this shoe really replace the New Balance 574? I don't know. That is for you to decide, right? You know, it might not hold up quite as long and it doesn't look exactly the same, but I'll tell you what, it's close. And for me, it's a sign that that's not an impossible dream. The sneaker game is changing. At least that's what I like to believe. And even if it isn't, check these shoes out because they're pretty awesome. If you like this one, check out another video that I'll put here where I talk about another shoe brand that just made a shoe that I think is also groundbreaking. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. It's only a little bit funny.